there, Shelley's ladies. It's really super lovely to be here with you at the start of 2018. My name's Louise Thompson. I am a life coach and author, and I have been working with the beautiful Shelley for a couple of years now. She is one of my absolute favourite human beings on the planet. So when she asked me to come and be part of her 31-day challenge, I was super excited to be part of that, and I've created a little something for you that I hope you will find energizing and exciting at the start of 2018. I love to create content that changes women's lives for the better, and my real thing that I love to do is talk about well-being that is 4-dimensional, and that really is at the cornerstone of my work. If you've read any of my columns in the New Zealand Herald, or heard me on any of the shows or whatever that I do, you will know that that really is my thing. So I truly believe to be 4-dimensionally well, it means yes, we want to attend to the physical aspect. We want to make sure we're moving well and often, and that we are eating the right things and in the right quantities. But also, to be truly well, we also want to be mentally clear and sharp and focused, and we don't want split mental energy. If we're worrying about things, we've got split mental energy. If we're stressed out about stuff, we've got split mental energy. And learning and teaching people cognitive tools that allow them to be much freer and calmer in their heads is a huge part of well-being. Likewise, emotional well-being is incredibly important, and I create a lot of tools and work with my clients, my Wellbeing Warriors, in my online coaching program around emotional well-being. And so that might be, if you are a perfectionist or a people pleaser, then tools that will stop you sort of feeling either overwhelmed or feeling that you're constantly letting people down, or that you're always on the run, or you don't have enough time, or whatever it might be. So that's a big part of my work. And then also spiritual well-being is really important, but it doesn't get talked about much, and there are very few sort of tools and people writing about it. But actually, that feeling of connection to ourselves, but also connection to something bigger than ourselves, and following our passion, being in the right career, being with the right person in the right place, and feeling connected and spiritually whole, actually underpins all the other 3 aspects of true well-being. So my work encompasses those 4 aspects. Shelley asked me to come in today and talk to you a little bit about one of the tools, say, that I would use with my Wellbeing Warriors. So I wanted today to talk to you a little bit about Overwhelm, and I've pulled one of the tools from Wellbeing Warriors for you. So Overwhelm, super important to know how to handle it, why it's happening. It was hard actually choosing what to talk through with you today, and for this video not to be super long. So I've tried to keep it short. Sorry, Shelley, but it's probably longer than you were expecting. But I always like to give people something that they can really truly go away and use. So I really hope that this is useful for you all. So let's talk a little bit about Overwhelm. And like I say, this is one of the tools that my Wellbeing Warriors have really loved. So things like there's not enough hours in the day to get all these projects done. I'm behind before I even start. It's really stressful. I'd love to make more time for me, but I can't because the children are so demanding. I have to put that first. I can't commit to leaving work on time and making class because my work is so full on. I just got to get it done. I've got to make that cake tonight, even though I'm dead on my feet and I don't want to let anyone down. I end up doing everything around the house. No one else lifts a finger. I'm over it. But if I don't do it, it won't get done. I've got no choice. Okay? So these are the sorts of things that I would hear from clients and members that will make them feel stressed, make them feel overwhelmed, drain their energy. Okay? So that kind of overwhelm signals 3 really important facts. Okay? Firstly, that we have given our power away to something external to us. Secondly, that we think we have a time problem, but we don't. In fact, we never do. We have a priority problem. We never have a time problem. We always have a priority problem. And the third thing is we probably also have a maths problem. Okay, now I haven't got time to, we did a module on Overwhelm, and it was, yeah, it's a 30-day module, so I've only got a couple of minutes here, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the first one here, the first principle, first tool here, about overwhelm signaling that we've given our power away to something external. Okay, because once you really get that, you can make some very, very simple changes. And I think that's what I try and do with people, is that you're really busy people, and when you get given a tool or something to implement that takes too much time or too much effort or too much energy, it's not going to get done. Okay, and so all of the tools that we put into Wellbeing Warriors are short, snappy and simple to implement, because otherwise the results aren't going to happen, because you're not going to implement them. And the tool that I've got for you today actually takes no extra time. All right, it just requires 2 or 3 seconds extra thought. So let's talk about it. We've given our power away to something external. How do we know? Well, one of the key ways that we know is through our language. Okay, and if we actually want to start dialing overwhelm down and bringing our power up, we want to look at our language. Okay, so if we look at the language firstly of disempowerment, okay, and also sometimes slightly victimy, but definitely disempowered, whenever we are using phrases like I have to, I should, I need to, I've got no option but to, I must, we are standing in a place that is disempowered. We are giving our power to either another person, another situation, or another thing. All right, we are handing our power away, and obviously that actually does feel overwhelming and stressful. Okay, we don't realize that we are, but we are. And your language is the biggest indicator that you can actually pick up on to go, oh my God, I've just given all of my power away. No wonder I feel overwhelmed. No wonder I feel resentful and pissed off. So what is more empowered language? Okay, way more empowered. Instead of saying I have to, I must, I've got to say I choose to, I choose not to, or I get to. Okay, so let me give you an example of that. All right, on a really common example. So if you say this out loud to yourself, you'll actually be able to feel it in your body, the difference between the stress and the relief, and the overwhelm and the freedom. See how differently this feels. I've got to take the kids to school. And then say this out loud for me. I get to take the kids to school. Okay? Now look, either way, the kids are still going to go to school, right? But how you choose to feel about it, the level of overwhelm and stress, is directly correlated to the language you're using about it. And if we just that takes no extra time to say the second one than the first one as a tool, right? But it will massively, massively change the emotional component that you have around the school run. If you say, so I get to take the kids to school. Okay, like some people, they give their right arm to be able to be taking a kid to school. Okay, and you actually get that time with them, and sometimes they talk to you more in the car or whatever, right? There are so many positive things that you can wrap into that completely change the level of emotional wellness and dial down the overwhelm, dial down the stress. The difference between saying I've got to take the kids to school, disempowered, overwhelmed language, versus I get to take the kids to school, massive. The kids are going to school either way, right? But you might as well feel better about it. I get to brings the power back to you. Okay, so it also, when we move into this empowered language of I choose to, I choose not to, and I get to, it also opens up and illustrates what our real choices are. And when we do that, again, we take our power back because we're owning them, and it neutralises resentment. So see if you can see this in these statements. I'm choosing to stay late, rather than have a potentially difficult conversation with my boss. That's really different than I've got to stay late. You know, I'm actually choosing to stay late rather than having a tricky conversation. Okay, well, if that's what it is, either have the conversation or stay late, but you are actually choosing it. You can see the resentment just goes. I'm choosing to say yes to more than serves me, and I don't have a super clear, ruthless clarity on my priorities right now. I'm actually spending a lot of time on small, unimportant tasks that make me feel like I've achieved something, but keep me behind, right? If that's the actual reality, and just choosing to say yes to lots and lots of little bitty things, rather than saying, I'm sorry, I can't help with that, my priority right now is this, own it, right? It drops the resentment, it drops the overwhelm. I'm choosing not to potentially let down a bunch of people I don't know or like, rather than take the rest that I know my body needs. So I used the example at the start of this video about I'm dead on my feet, but I'm still baking the cake for the bake sale, even though actually I really know I need to go to bed, okay? But it's not I have to bake that cake. It's, well, actually, I'm choosing to bake the cake. I'm choosing not to potentially let down a bunch of people I don't really know, rather than take the rest that I know my body really needs. You might want to make a different choice, right? When you put it like that, it's way more empowering. It brings your power back. You might choose differently. Final example, I'm choosing to prioritize my daughter's ballet lessons over my walk today. And you know what? I'm totally okay with that choice. So instead of saying, oh, I've got to take her to ballet, it's like, well, you know what? I get to take her to ballet. And I'm choosing to prioritize that. And actually, there's nothing I'd rather do. I'm totally okay with that choice. All right. So your language is a major indicator of your emotional state, and learning tools around this stuff can absolutely transform how you move through each day and and through the whole year, really. So hopefully that's been really useful for you. The whole premise of the work that I do and my online community is just exclusively for women. My one-on-one clients, I do actually work with guys as well, about 20% guys, 80% women. My online community, Wellbeing Warriors, is women only. And because the big thing that with this overwhelm topic and life in general that I see my clients, my members struggle with, is that they feel that self-care and taking care of themselves, not just physically but emotionally, mentally and spiritually, is somehow selfish, and that they need to be taking care of everybody else first. People pleasing is huge, perfectionism is huge, and the really powerful analogy here is the oxygen mask. It's, you know, you put the oxygen mask on yourself first before helping the people around you. And that is where you are actually giving of your best in the world. You are healthier, you're more energized, you put into, and you have more to give, not just to the people that you love, but to your community, to your work, and to the way that you're serving in the world. And learning these sorts of principles that are psychological principles that allow you to make really empowered choices about how you show up in the world. I'm pretty passionate about it, and seeing the changes and the results that my members get is pretty huge, actually. So I have a program called Wellbeing Warriors, which, if you feel like you're a fit and you would love to join and you would like to explore this work more, it's my low cost program, so it's super accessible. It's about $1 a day basically to totally transform how you show up mentally, physically, spiritually and emotionally with there's just so many resources. I won't go on and on. You can, if you go to louisethompson.com and it's /wellbeing warriors, Shelley will put the link somewhere and you can check out the program. We're closed to new members at the moment, but because Shelley's Shelley, we will open it specifically for you lovely people. It's the January module that I'm doing is called Resolution Revolution, and it is about understanding why we self-sabotage with New Year's resolutions, why we usually fall off the bus by the middle of January, if not definitely the end of January, and understanding psychologically how to change that and to put resolutions in that are healthy habits that stick for the entire year and in fact the rest of your life. So it's a very, very powerful module to kick off the year. It's $33 a month currently, a membership, or $297 for the year. That will be going up really soon, but you can hop in and experience the magic in there for yourselves if this kind of tool and this work has resonated with you. So I want to thank you for your attention. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the beautiful Shelley for inviting me to be a part of her challenge. I know you will have loads of fun doing it. Shelley is an incredible human being, and she does amazing work in the world. So I love that you're in her orbit and doing great things. So I wish you a fabulous 2018, and I hope to see a few of you hopefully joining the magic inside Wellbeing Warriors. So I've been Louise Thompson. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day. Bye.